Hi, I'm James from RV Sales Australia in Thomastown, Melbourne, and this is the Regal Grand Tourer Campervan. Now I've just opened up the left-hand side entry door of the Mercedes and we're greeted with the interior of the campervan. I've also gone and pulled out the electric step. The electric step has a switch in the entryway over here which retracts it and brings it out. There's an LED strip light incorporated into the step of the Mercedes. There's a little storage cupboard down here, good use of space, below the kitchen. Also next to the switch for the entry step is a fire extinguisher. And then here we have the 12 volt switch for the campervan, which cuts all 12 volt power. Above the fire extinguisher is an entry grab handle. And then we have the water tank gauges. The campervan comes fitted with two 50-litre freshwater tanks. So there's one on the left and one on the right hand side, and they both have independent gauges. Incorporated into the sliding door of the Mercedes is a window. So this is what it looks like when it's fully closed. There's a large sink included in the kitchen area, and this is a three-way tap, so hot and cold water comes out of the first spout, and then the second spout over here is for filtered water, which is controlled by that knob down there. The filter is situated beneath the kitchen sink, and it has an exchangeable cartridge. And the splashback for the kitchen is incorporated into the wall over here. There's a double power point at the top, water pump switch over here. To the left of the water pump switch is another couple of windows. And then there is also a range hood incorporated into the overhead cupboard just above the cooktop and grill. In our standard configuration, we incorporate the Swift cooktop and grill. So 240 volt hot plate in the corner over here, 3 gas burners, and then gas griller below. And then below that is actually a microwave. This particular microwave is dishless, so you won't have to worry about the glass plate rattling around while you're driving and annoying you. Also above the kitchen area is a Pioneer touchscreen stereo. So there's 2 external speakers and there's also 2 interior speakers which are controlled by this unit. Now just above the stereo is the remote for the EnerDrive 2000 watt inverter / 80 amp battery charger. Once this unit is powered on, all of the power points throughout the campervan will become active off 240 volt because the inverter is converting the 12 volt power from the lithium batteries on board over to 240 volt electricity. This will give you the ability to go and run items like a kettle, a hairdryer or a toaster while you're free camping. Just above the inverter charger remote panel is an EnerDrive ePro battery monitor. So at the moment we can see that both 120 amp hour lithium batteries are at 100% battery capacity. So this will give you a percentage reading as you're utilizing components like your inverter and all the 12 volt componentry throughout the campervan. Across from the entryway is the shower toilet combo, and the entry door screen has a built-in mirror. Hello, there's me. We'll just go and open up the door now. And in the corner, you're greeted with a basin, so sink in there with a flick mixer. On the left is the shower head. Above that is the light, and then to the right over here is a hatch and fan. There's also a little mirror with a shaving cabinet built into here as well, and then below that is the Thetford ceramic bowl and lid toilet. We've also gone and put in a little curtain, so this will come over and keep your bowl dry while you're having a shower. To the right of the shower toilet combo is the Thetford 90-litre compressor fridge, and then there's also some storage cupboards and a wardrobe which we'll get to in a moment. So just open up the door to the fridge, and then it has the freezer compartment just up here at the top. Above the Thetford fridge is a little storage area with a gas strut, and then below is a pot drawer, and then if I close this pot drawer, there's a drop down lid door over here as well. Now I've just opened up a couple of the doors for the wardrobe, and then there's some hanging space with a large shelf above. At the moment we have the privacy screens for the cab area of the camper van, so that covers the windshield and passenger and driver's windows, reflective privacy screen. And below the wardrobes is a couple of drawers. Below those couple of drawers is actually where the gas is stored in the camper van. So there's two 4.5 kilo gas bottles, and they're just beneath there as well. Now that brings us over to the rear of the camper van. This is the seating area, which also converts into either two single beds or a large double bed. The table leg in the center over here is adjustable, so you can maneuver it front and back, left and right and so forth. It's on a lagoon leg, so if you do wish to set this up as a bed area, you just go and loosen up the nut at the bottom of the lagoon leg, slide the leg upwards, and then the lagoon leg comes out of place. And you actually utilize this tabletop, which loosens off also, to go into the center here if you wish to convert this into a double bed. Now here we are with the double bed setup. I've removed the table, inserted the tick cushions, and put the tabletop as the center part. So there's two different things you can do. You can either remove the left and right hand cushions, like I have done on this right side over here. I've removed the seating area backing because it's just velcroed on, or alternatively you can leave the cushions on there as a bit of extra support, completely up to you. On the right hand side of the wardrobe is a 24-inch smart TV. This has a built-in DVD player, and you can power it off 12 volt. It's currently plugged in to the Cowfish input over here, so there's a 12 volt socket there which powers the TV, and then there is also an antenna point there as well. Double power point to the left of that too. The antenna is fitted to the roof, and it is a Cowfish antenna, which I'll show you in a moment when we go outside. The TV is also on an adjustable bracket, so it can come out and you can swing it left and right and so forth. Just beyond that is a couple of switches for the hot water unit. We utilize a 28 litre Swift hot water unit. You can power it off 240 volt electricity or gas, so free camping you'd utilize it off gas, and then when you're plugged into mains power you'd operate it off 240 volt. So both switches are here. To the right of that is the Webusto digital display for the diesel heater. Now the outlet is just beneath the lagoon leg down here, and then the inlet is just beyond this bench top at the rear as well, which I'll show you when we go and open up the doors at the back in a moment. In both the left and right hand corners of the camper van are a double power point. There's also a USB/USB-C port over here for charging your phone and so forth. Map reading light above that, and then a fan and LED strip on both sides. Spanning around the whole rear of the camper van are overhead cupboards that feature hidden latches, gas struts, and piano hinges. The windows we utilize throughout the camper van all feature a fly screen and also a blockout blind. Mounted to the roof of the camper van is the Bel Air reverse cycle air conditioner. Just beyond that is a battery operated smoke detector as well. I've just come to the rear of the camper van and opened up the doors, and they both open up 180 degrees. At the top there's a dome rooftop antenna, the Cowfish antenna which I mentioned earlier. Just in front of that is the black reverse camera for the Mercedes. You may have seen when the bed was set up earlier, I had the blockout blinds fully closed, so you can't see out the rear windows. Attached to the rear wall is the winder for the awning and also a support bar. Below the bench top is the inverter/charger from Enerdrive. So as I mentioned earlier, it is a 2000 watt/80 amp battery charger. To the left is a 40 amp DC to DC charger. So while the engine of the vehicle is running and you're driving, charge will be coming into this DC to DC charger and in turn charging your two 120 amp hour lithium batteries. When the vehicle is stationary and the engine is switched off, the solar MPPT controller element of this unit will take over, and then the two 170 watt solar panels that are fitted to the roof will charge your lithium batteries through the solar controller input of the DC to DC charger. On this panel over here, at the top we have the solar panels fused individually with a circuit breaker. There's a battery protector just over here, and then a fuse box for all the 12 volt interior lighting and so forth at the rear. To the right we have the Webusto diesel heater and the ducting covered in checker plate protection, so you can utilize this area as a long storage compartment. In the styrofoam casing back there is the Swift 28 litre hot water unit that we mentioned earlier. So there's a gas line and a power point that's accessible for the Swift 28 litre hot water unit, which is operable off gas or 240 volt like I mentioned. There's a rear step of the Mercedes. If you wish to have a tow bar fitted, we can have that arranged also. The exhaust for the diesel heater is also here. One thing I'll mention about the diesel heater is it's actually linked up to the 93 litre fuel tank of the Mercedes Benz. So as long as you've got diesel in your tank, you'll be able to utilize your diesel heater. At the driver's side right-hand rear corner of the camper van is the backing plate for the hot water unit. So we just saw the hot water unit on the inside. That's what it looks like on the exterior. There's a couple of water tank fillers to the right. So one 50 litre fresh water tank's filled up from here, and then the other 50 litre fresh water tank's filled over at the other lockable water tank filler. Just beyond the mud flap at the rear is the mains pressure inlet. So if you had a powered site, you can go and hook your water up in from there and your 15 amp lead into the mains inlet over here with its own circuit breaker. To the left of that is a TV antenna outlet and also a 12 volt socket, so you can utilize that to pump up your tires or in turn operate the 12 volt TV if you wish to bring it outside. To the left of that is a storage door with the two 4.5 kilo gas bottles and regulator in the center. Above is the external shower for the camper van. On the driver's side of the camper van, we also have two of the tanks fitted. The rear tank is the 50 litre freshwater tank, which is covered in checker plate protection, and then just in front of that is the 50 litre grey water tank with grey water tank outlet. And on the passenger side of the camper van is the other 50 litre freshwater tank. Now we'll make our way into the cab area of the Mercedes, and we're greeted with the steering wheel. In the center over here is a touchscreen display, which you can also control with the trackpad here on the steering wheel. There's also another trackpad over here, which will let you navigate through some of the information on the cluster, like consumption and kilometers and speedometer and so forth. There's cup holders everywhere. There's 4 here. There's another couple in front of you. There's storage compartments up here, which is part of the camper van pack, which this vehicle's been ordered with. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connect via that USB-C port over there, and then you'll have your phone appearing on this display in the center. Another feature of the Mercedes-Benz is the swivel seat functionality. So this passenger seat's been fully rotated around. The driver's seat also rotates and the handbrake drops down, but in this particular floor plan, it's not really the most useful. Both the passenger and driver's seat also feature armrests, and above the passenger seat is a little lockable storage area as well. Now we are on the passenger side of the camper van, and at the top we can see the Fiamma rollout awning, which I'll open up in a moment. Just to the right over here are the 2 external speakers that I mentioned earlier. There's a 10 amp outlet over here in the center. 12 volt socket, dual USB port, and TV antenna outlet again, just like the other side. Over here is the storage locker for the two 120 amp hour lithiums that are fitted to the campervan. So as part of compliance, these now need to be fitted in a sealed box, hence why they're accessible externally instead of internally. And then we have a couple of circuit breakers in here also, and the E-Pro battery monitor shunt is located in the far left-hand corner over there, connected to the positive terminal of one of these lithium batteries. So I've just shut that locker now, and in the right-hand corner is a barbecue bayonet, which is linked up to those two 4.5 kilo gas bottles on the other side. We have other floor plan configurations as well. So we do a model where you can exit out the rear. So this partition here in the center isn't actually here. It still turns into a double bed. You can make it up into a double bed with the removal of that lagoon leg in the tabletop and so forth, but you can exit out of the rear of the camper van. We can also do them with fixed single bed configuration on either side. So instead of having a seating area, we'll go and install two fixed single beds at the rear over here. We even have another floor plan that's licensed to carry 4 people, and the driver's seat actually becomes usable from a swivel perspective. So the driver's seat can swivel around. There's a table behind. Behind that, there is an additional 2 seats for 2 extra passengers. We relocate the fridge, and we actually delete the wardrobe to make it possible with this particular floor plan. When ordering a Regal campervan, our clients have the ability to choose from a large variety of interior benchtop, splashback, seating area vinyl or fabric colors, interior door colors, and interior vinyl flooring colors as well. Now, from a vehicle perspective, Mercedes-Benz manufacture this Sprinter in quite a variety of different configurations. We utilize the long wheelbase high roof variant, and we build specifically on the 417, 419, 517 and 519 variants. If rear wheel drive isn't preferable for you, we can also build on the all wheel drive configuration. It's entirely up to the customer when they're ordering a camper van from us. So if you have any further queries about some of the inclusions for those particular models, please feel free to contact us directly. And thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions in relation to any of our floor plans or any of our Regal motorhomes, please feel free to contact us via the details listed in the description of this video. Thank you very much. Bye for now.